good afternoon. Had to press that button, make that all work. Hello, Heather. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Happy
Hello,
Halloween.
Jane. Happy Halloween. Yes. Um, all right. Got only a couple here so far. We'll have to give people a bit of a chance to make it here. Is there any questions in there yet?
Not quite. Oh, yes, there is one now. It's from Jeffrey. He wants to know, where do I access recordings after one of my sessions? So, Jeffrey, I can help you answer this one. If you go to your Zoom areas, go to the area you're looking for, like the main stage. You're going to click on that. And then when you scroll down, you're going to see a room number. So you'll see like 1, 2, 3. If you only had less than like about 500 people, you probably only have one room there. Just
Mhm.
click on that number. And when you click on that, it'll open up another page. And at the top right-hand corner, you'll see a button that says recordings. So you
Okay,
click
great.
on the recordings, and then
Mhm.
you can download all the recordings from that event. And there's different ways that you can download them. So you can see like the gallery view or the speaker view. But just make sure you download them within 60 days because the recordings usually disappear after 60 days of your event.
Okay, great. Well, I'm doing some trial events right now, very limited, but I want to just make sure I know how everything works. Okay.
Yeah, no worries. And if you forget, just message us. I'll be happy to give you those instructions again.
Well, thank you, Heather. Appreciate it.
No
All
problem.
right. Nice work. Sweet. Any other questions?
That was the only one that we have in so far.
Okay. Could be a very short. It could be a very short meeting. Uh, hmm. Any other questions that people have? Jane, yeah, go for it.
Am I unmuted? Oh, okay. Um, so wait a minute. Is that Kat? Hey, Kat. I think Kat needs you worse than I do, don't you? Do you need him worse than I do? Is your meeting tonight? Do you have a meeting tonight? No? Okay. All right. So I was trying to figure out on my Obvio what
Hmm.
I've filled out the little form, and I don't think I put everything on there that I probably needed to. Heather, are you the one who fixed it for me, my account for me?
Maybe. I think so. I made your dashboard.
Yeah, okay. So I really don't, I need somebody to walk me through it because I have the picture, the headshot that I got made when I was at Leap when I was, uh-oh, what happened? I don't know
We've
where,
still we've still
uh-oh,
got you.
oh, okay.
Mhm.
So I don't know what I have on there and what I do have on there, but I don't want to take up the whole time. I will wait till the end where everybody's asked their questions. And then maybe somebody can help me walk through that.
Yeah, well, we can have a look. So, what was this? What's the event called? Do you
Oh,
remember?
yeah. I mean, yeah, I can pull it up and share my screen if you want me to do that.
Yeah.
Do you want
Uh,
me to do that? Or
do
not?
you want me to share it and show you some things? Do you want me to do it that
Oh, it's
way?
fine. Okay, so my
Yeah.
event is called Dr. Jane Learning,
Mhm,
all lowercase Dr. Jane Learning.
mhm.
And I want it as simple because I know I was on the call last week when I got some really good stuff. There are only a few of us, and you all said, you and Muddy were talking, and you were saying, make it as simple as you can make it, which I would
Right.
like to make mine as simple as I can make it, but make it work. But I don't care. I don't want all the fancy bells and whistles on there because I don't know how to do all that. But I just want the basic stuff on there. And I had
Okay.
this picture that I've minimized. And I don't know if I have a picture of myself on there or not. I don't know if I need a picture of myself on there or not. I don't like my logo in the middle right there. because it's covering up. Yeah, I don't like it there, but I don't know what to do with it.
Okay.
Where do I put it? Where would you put it? Okay. And then what does all this stuff say? I don't know. Oh, did I put all that on there, Heather?
I think you put the blog post. I put the sample event agenda, which you can edit or you can get rid of.
No, I love it. I love everything you did. I just didn't know all that stuff was on there.
You might need to double check the times if you haven't already, because I put sample times in there. So you
Yeah,
need to
I don't know. I haven't checked it. So did I send you my website?
No, but I think I found it, and that's where
Oh, because I'm wondering where you got all that stuff, like session 1, session 2, session 3. You must have found my website.
I can't remember. I might
I
have just
bet you did.
pulled this out just so you had something to.
Oh, because I don't remember. Yeah, I don't know where you got Passion Picker and all that stuff.
Oh, those resources you sent us. So
Oh, I
those are
did.
things I uploaded because you sent
Oh my gosh.
separate downloadable
Well,
resource.
it's not as blank as I thought it would be. So do I need to have my picture on there?
So you have a speaker page and your picture is on that page.
It is. Where's speaker page? Under speaker? That would be a good place to look. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't even found that. So I just need to go down punch those buttons, right? On the left-hand
Yeah.
side.
Yeah. And of
Awesome.
course,
Can somebody move that, my logo out of the middle to the side or make it smaller or something?
Yeah.
Please,
Yeah, sure.
like move it just to the side or somewhere,
Oops.
or show me how, and then maybe I can play with this.
Yeah, you can definitely play around.
Okay.
So when we click up here, then we can change the size here.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you can
I think
where
the
it sits.
logo on this can only be centered, I believe.
Oh, it's
for
only
this
some.
word.
Yeah, I think it would look a little odd being off to the side
You do?
on this one, but just making it smaller, I think probably helped a little bit, right?
Yeah, I think it helped.
Mm-hmm.
I think that helped.
Because the background just adds texture to it. Otherwise, I mean, it doesn't really have
That much impact.
it's a nice background, but
Yeah, I'm wondering if I should change the background to like something like
kids learning, that's kids learning.
yeah, it's good.
That's gifted kids learning. They're not sitting in desks. They're not at the library.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. So I guess I just need to like
easy.
play with it.
I think you've got
Everything I need in there.
yeah, exactly. You've got the
Okay.
basics of what is, and yeah,
Thank
and
you,
then you
Heather.
can just you've got the main stage button, the speakers page.
Yeah.
Whether you do all access, whether that would end up being another room, and you run 2 rooms, or how
Do I
you
need
envisage having.
help desk or do I need a tech check button? Or what do you call that
If you're
thing?
going to do tech check, how many people are you expecting to the first one?
I don't know. Maybe 25 or 30, maybe.
So you may not need to
Tech
do
check?
a dedicated tech check. Yeah, you could do it
Uh,
as part of the first session.
yeah, I just like to keep it as simple as possible
That's right. Yeah,
the first time, and then I'll get better as I go.
it's better to do it when it's a smaller group. It's better to do it where you know
Simple.
you're going to be able to do it and do it well,
Yeah.
rather than the potential of people getting lost and they can't find
Okay.
they
Perfect.
can't get in and
Okay.
work it out.
All right.
So
So
you're
I'll
I think
look
you're in
at
a good
all that.
spot.
Thank you, Heather. Looks nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I
Of
appreciate it.
course.
Oh, and let's see, the people in my little group a while ago, I know Carol was asking, where does she get the form for you to create her dashboard? Carol, we
Okay.
were just looking at mine.
I think she needs to reach out to the Leap team. If you give me a moment, I might be able to pull it up from somewhere in a long line of messages. So just keep an eye on chat. I'll take a look for it and then I'll post it in the Zoom chat for you, okay?
And I just put Powered by Sage, Leap at Powered by Sage. Is that?
I believe that's the email to reach out to. It's whatever
Yeah.
the normal Leap email
Yeah,
is.
that's it. But Carol, I think you'd already left. I put that in the chat a while ago, but I think you'd already left. So anyway, Heather will get you set up.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. Yeah, all the best with that. Okay. Is there other questions, Heather, coming?
Yes. So Jeffrey said that we turned on Marketplace, which he's thankful for, but he wants to know how to get Stripe working and integrated, and then how participants could pay for the course through Obvio.
Okay. 1 second. I just found that link from last week. There. Cool. And let me get back.
I think I found it at the same time. I just posted it as well. But Carol, if you check the chat, there's that link for you.
Um,
Thank you.
all right.
I see it now. Great.
And hello to everyone else that's joined just recently. Remember, you can post questions on the dashboard. Hey, Doreen. And we're just looking through. Okay. How do you get Stripe working? Okay. So the key to this is the organization settings. And so as the owner, what's your organization called, Jeff? You're muted. There we go. Gotcha. Unmuted.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, I believe in there it's slaying the power story, slaying the dragon within. I can see how I've designated myself.
Yep. Dragon Slayer Academy might be the
Yeah, exactly.
organization.
Yeah. Mhm.
Cool. Okay. Three. We go. So I'm just getting that so that I can give you the right link
Right.
and make it really easy so that you can go straight to your settings there. So as the owner of the organization, you can go to the organization settings. Just fighting my get the right window here for a second. All right. It is all right.
Should I pull mine up and follow along with you, or just?
You can. I can share it now. There's just there was a trick for me to be able to get in to look at your settings, and I'll just show you here. So
Okay.
what happens in when you're the owner,
Yeah.
when you're looking over here, you'll see
Okay.
events, but you'll also see settings down the bottom here, and that's this page. So I've just come directly to it. But
Mhm.
this is where you've been here before, obviously, because you've been able to set up your email address.
Mhm.
Okay. And then the thing that you'll do here is connect Stripe, right?
Mhm. Okay.
And so if you follow this process here, so it was connect Stripe, and then you're putting in the email address that you have set up with Stripe. So the first thing to do, if you're not already, is to set up an account with Stripe.
Okay.
And
I
Stripe,
haven't done that yet.
yeah, fair enough. So that'll be your first step, is to go to stripe.com and step through the process of setting up an account. And that's relatively straightforward. And it depends on how, the different business structure and how that all works for you, or just, you can do a personal account as well. So it depends on how you want to do that.
Mhm.
Once you've got that Stripe account, and whatever that email address is that you use to log into Stripe is what you'll use here.
Mhm.
And then it'll step you through a couple of steps to connect Obvio to Stripe,
Okay.
and then that's it. So once
Okay.
that's done, then you're able to sell tickets through the Obvio marketplace.
Okay. Well, easy enough. That's great. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Well, I will do that.
Yeah, great. Yeah, and so then you know that Obvio is not handling any money, any or taking any fees or anything like that. That's all done through Stripe.
Right. Right. Got that. Okay. I do have another question. Can I ask it or do I need to
Yeah,
post it?
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Uh, uh, well, actually, let me kind of get clear on that and get back to you on. Yeah, let me give me
All
a
right.
give. Okay. Oh,
And then Grant,
No
the
worries.
other part of his question was kind of like how participants would pay for a course through Avio. So not so much as like registering for the event. Do you want to address that portion of the question?
Yeah, so it's not something that we have designed specifically through Obvio yet. It is something that we're working on to add on, so that you can sell add-ons to people that have already bought your event, so they already have a ticket, and so then it would be an upgrade, where they're buying an add-on. Now, that's not quite ready yet, and so the way of doing that potentially is that you might have another system that sells courses, and that you want to sell courses through another system rather than trying to do that through Obvio, and then you would just link people to that, and that's how they would do that.
what would
But
be
it
another?
is, yep, yep.
What
Go
would
ahead.
be another system that would do that then?
Um, I don't know. You might get some suggestions from other people. You can actually sell things directly on Stripe as well.
Mhm.
So on the Stripe system, you can have products that you sell, and so then if you're just selling a PDF or something like that, you can totally do it that way. But it's possible to do that in the not so distant future, we will have an upgrade option where you're buying an add-on through Obvio, and that way, if it was just selling a PDF or something like that, then once they had bought the ticket, that would add a tag to their Obvio profile as an attendee, and then that tag could be used to show the PDF download as an option, because you could use the visibility rules to show that.
So they would just click on, whatever that might be, purchase the PDF, like you're saying, and they wouldn't have to go through the transaction because their information would already be set up. Is that the idea?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there'd be still a step and an approval process, but they wouldn't have to put in payment details and things because that would already be there.
Okay.
Yep. kind of cool. That's why we want to add it. But at the moment, that's not quite ready yet. We're still just getting the basics working.
What's your idea of the timing on that? When might that happen?
I don't really know. I'm reluctant to say, only because we're still finding a couple of little bugs in the marketplace. So, and that's the warning, is to say that marketplace is still in beta. And although we do have people using it for events, it's not just a public release at this point.
I got that. Okay, good. Actually, my question is about ClickFunnels. Okay, which is a program. Now, I have the subscription for the mastermind with Tony Robbins and Dean for the system. Okay, and in there are things, but I'm wondering, because I've kind of just in what I've been hearing or reading about something like a ClickFunnels, is it maybe easier just to do something like that in a standalone? Because now this is my thing, and not really your situation, but I'm having some difficulty kind of comprehending totally, on my own, how to use that system, the mastermind system. Quite frankly,
Justin's got some strong feelings about this.
Okay.
Well, the mastermind system is built on top of Go High Level. So all the funnel building and email automation is already in Go High Level. So you don't need ClickFunnels and Go High Level. You basically at that point would have two systems that have the ability to do the same things essentially, but don't talk to each other. So I would just stick with, if you've already got Mastermind from Tony and Dean, which is all sitting on top of Go High Level, I would just go with that and build your funnels and everything right inside of there.
All right. Yeah, well, I have been a little bit not focused on that because I've been doing this and other things getting what I'm doing in gear here. But I can go back to it and get back on that learning curve then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So all part of the toolbox.
Right. Well, consider me motivated. Thanks.
And I assume as well, I have not played with the mastermind stuff because I don't have access, but because it's Go High Level, they also have course sales and course platform built into Go High Level. So if they've turned that on for you, that's another spot where you could do a funnel that gives access to a course and house your courses in there as well.
Okay, great. All right, awesome. I'll circle back then there. Indeed.
Oh, I have a question. Does ClickFunnels also give you the option to host the course on ClickFunnels, or is that not part of what it does?
I believe so, but that is a totally separate product to what Obvio is about. Yeah, you'd need to double
I
check.
understand that. I thought maybe Justin knew the answer. I'm sorry.
I do not. I am not a ClickFunnels user, so outside of the basic funnel capability, I'm not totally sure.
All right, great. Thanks.
Have a little play, see what you come up with. I'd be surprised if it doesn't, is my point, to what Justin was saying too, is being able to set up something and just being able to sell a basic course. But yes, I'm not certain on
Basic.
that. Great.
The other thing real quick, just on Jeffrey's thing, he could just create another event that is his course dashboard and use Marketplace, is to create a whole sales page for the course if you wanted to stick 100% inside of Avio, even without the upsells. Everything I've seen so far and heard about the upsells, it's more about upselling a ticket. It is kind of a bit of the intent, and so they'll get the, right now there's only one set of thank you pages. And so it might be a little awkward for them to buy a course, then get to an event thank you page. And so you're probably going to end up with a second event anyway, just for the course itself. So everything's branded to your course. Jeffrey, you're muted.
You're muted at the moment, Jeffrey, if you're talking to us.
Yes, I was. Well, I'm saying that what I'd be able to do, I presume, is copy my existing dashboard and then maybe customize it specifically to deliver that course. And because the Obvio platform is exactly how I see delivering that course. You're shaking your head.
No, sorry, I had my wife just brought me a drink. No, so yes, you definitely could duplicate your event and then make that designed as just the selling access to whatever you've sold. You know, so if it's a PDF or whatever, and now you've sold the event, and they just have access to that dashboard, and now away it goes. Yeah, it's it's not it's not the intended use case of Obvio, and that doesn't mean you're not allowed to do it. It just means that it's not designed for that, and that you might find that if you already have other systems like high level or ClickFunnels or whatever, that you might actually find that that is a more purpose built system for selling a course, and that may actually be a better way to do it. So Justin's not wrong. It's a great suggestion to have another event that you sell. You sell the event. They don't have any access to any Zoom. All they have is access to that dashboard, and that has PDFs or videos or whatever you want to do on it. You can totally do it that way. And I think what you're saying is you can duplicate your event so that all your styling and everything is the same, and then customize that a little bit. It could be a great way to do it. I guess I just caution you to use the right tool for it. So
I would prefer
a
go high
wrench,
level. I'm in the same spot
yeah,
as Grant. I would prefer go high level if I was doing it myself. But if your intent is I know how to use Avio, I don't know how to use the other stuff, and that would be the thing holding you back from having your event and selling a course, then go the Avio route just so you can get your course sold. It is not really intended to be a course platform. Like there's no way to do like modules and lessons and drip things out, like all the things that you might do in a course. Avio has blog posts essentially where I could do a blog post and call it a module and then put every video there, but it like there's no tracking, like all the things you want in a course platform isn't the event
yeah.
design. But if learning the other software is going to stop you from having your event and selling a course, Avio is an option to have another event.
Well, thanks, Justin. I will look at both ways, but to tell you is that the way that I'm designing this would be it's a 6-week sprint, and actually there'd be daily calls that would be Zoom calls that would be included. And then they would get either a daily download for a particular reference to what that particular daily call would be all about, and they're short calls. They'd be maybe 30-minute calls early in the morning for this particular group of professionals. So that's kind of how I'm thinking. I'll do this. I'll work on seeing how that will look and simultaneously go back to my platform with the mastermind, and then kind of get my skills up on that as well and see how that might work.
Sounds like a plan. Well done.
Okay.
Next question.
Yeah, so the next one is from Jeff. Today he received 1,580 questions within 10 minutes. It wasn't possible for him to move from the incoming to approved. I'm assuming that you're using the forms for that, and that's what you're talking about with the moderation. But can that feature be added so that the incoming tab doesn't scroll automatically?
That's a good problem to have, Jeff.
It was a crazy day. So I should show you this. So this is what it looked like from my view.
Uh-huh.
Just like the whole time. And I was like, oh no, like I could only see 1 or 2 words from a question I couldn't possibly answer. So yeah, I was like, oh man, like we were set there. We were trying to move them to approved for moderation, but could just never, like every time you hover your mouse over the arrow icon to get it there, another, it keeps moving.
Yeah, okay. We should we should add the some control on that.
Like
I'll
the
make a note.
desired behavior in my mind, to dream a little bit, is that it's almost like they would populate at the bottom. And Justin and I talked about this for a minute because we had a call today too. But they would populate at the bottom, but not change the position of the ones that you're viewing on the screen.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got another system that does exactly that. I just
Okay.
can't remember how we're populating this list. And so we'll have a look at that. But yeah, it shouldn't have to change the scrolling position when something's coming in. And when you only have ones and twos come in, then it's no problem, right?
Easy. Yeah.
Yeah, but we can look at that. Justin, could you add that as a it's not really a feature request. It kind of is, I guess. It is a feature request, but it feels a bit more
Feature improvement, maybe. I don't know. Is there a middle ground?
it's not a bug, but it
It's
is
not a
if
bug.
you got thousands of questions coming in. It's an
It worked for me
optimization.
before today. Today was the day that I was like, there's no way to click and keep up. Like it was not possible.
Right.
Oh.
Everyone just stop everyone. No questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have a look at it because I think there is something that one way or another. I think that when there is only a few, that the scrolling is helpful.
Yeah. I
Because
almost feel like
otherwise
it's a parameter.
yeah, it's it's kind of a checkbox for like scroll for new ones or not, right? And so that you could just stop it from scrolling, stop
Yeah,
it
that'd
from
be
moving
great.
around. Yeah. But congrats on having such high level of engagement.
Oh yeah, Veely broke something else. Screwed up Avio again. Yeah, no, it was surprising. We've never had that many questions, and so it was a positive, overwhelming feeling. But then when you can't answer them, then it's a oh no. So
Yeah.
I literally I mean the show must go on. So I just pretended like I was answering questions and answered the 7 most frequently asked questions. We shut it down, and then of course it stopped scrolling, and then I could spend the rest of the time answering actual questions from actual attendees.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I guess you could have done an export. Did you think about that?
Well, we were live and we were trying to figure out kind of no,
Yeah.
we did not think about that in the moment.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yep.
We will always find scaling issues
Mhm.
that we can't test, that you can't test having so many questions in 10 minutes, and to think about what the use case will be with that. But yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have a look at that.
Cool. Thanks.
Cool. Did you have another question there? Oh, yeah. Is there another question, Heather?
Yeah, he had an issue with emojis lagging.
Ah,
Yeah. If it's cool, I want to just play like a 5 to 10 second clip because I'm curious if you'll be able to diagnose the problem once you see it.
yep.
Here goes.
Yes. And so what computer is that running on?
So it was a MacBook Pro with an M1 chip, and the only thing it was doing was emojis.
Hmm. And have you seen this before, or like is this
No,
a yeah.
never before. I use this exact same computer for emojis for every event, and we've never had them lag like that.
And Safari or Chrome, or which one are you in?
Safari.
Hmm.
Yeah, it does the cleanest full screen, so I always use Safari for the emoji page.
Yeah, so I would try it in Chrome. It's not to say that it's
Okay.
a Safari issue. Um,
Mhm.
it's not to say either that there isn't some optimizing that could be done on the page to help that, but essentially, yeah, it's lagging a little. It's definitely it's on the computer side,
Okay.
because uh, yeah, it's essentially just JavaScript that's moving those around, right? And so
Hmm.
it's getting caught up. Um, we use Chrome more, so you can get a completely clean full screen out of Chrome. You just often the toolbar might be set to be on in full screen mode. You just turn that off, and then you just go to full screen, and then you'll have no debris on there at all. That would be my next test to see what happens.
Okay.
And Justin, the Windows guy, must.
Where's the
Yeah,
block button on this thing?
that's right. Yeah, if either a Mac or a PC could not handle moving a couple of small images around on a page, would be in a big problem. So yeah, I wonder. I wonder if there's something else that was going on the machine. I mean, like as you said, there was nothing else open, but whether there's something that was just holding it up, some little app that was syncing or something, and it shouldn't
Yeah.
make a difference. Could, right?
Hmm.
That's the sort of stuff that I look at. I've got
Okay.
there's this got this one little application that's for connecting cloud drives, and I put it on, and it just takes up 20% of the CPU for some reason. It's just sitting there taking all these cycles, and it's not doing anything. And so, just an example that there are some bad programs out there that are taking up some CPU cycles that could be enough to make it lag.
Okay.
Of course, the first thing you'd say is, "Have you tried turning it off and on again?"
It did get a fresh reboot, not immediately before the event, but this morning. This morning, yeah, it did. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, that's something I could try again, though, of course. As far
Yeah,
as I know,
it
we had
would
talked
be.
about the test emojis button. Is that on your roadmap at all? Yeah, I know we had talked about that last week.
Yeah. Um,
You got your own little emojis floating up there. That's
I do. I've got
how'd you
I've
get it in
got
the
some.
foreground, Grant? That looks so realistic.
Uh, um, yes, it's a little moth or something.
Yeah.
Um, yes, I've got that on the list. So
I
yeah,
was thinking that'd
that
be a
would be
great way to
helpful
stress
too.
test it.
Yes, it would be, and it would be good then to do side by side comparisons of different computers and things like that too, right? And just
Yeah.
see. And you could do that also even on the same computer. It'd be really interesting, even not in full screen, and just see whether the having um, Chrome and Safari open on the same page, and see if they both do it.
Hmm.
That'd be an interesting use case as well. So
Sounds good. Thanks, man.
sweet. All right.
All right. So the next one is from Sharonda. She wants to know how she could email attendees directly from the Obvio platform. And I see she does have broadcasts on there. So if maybe you just want to show her where to go and how to
Absolutely.
do that.
Yeah. Uh, and Shonda, you're on at the moment. Did you want? I could have a look at your event and just make sure that that's all set up. Are you
Yeah,
in
that
a
would be,
place to?
thank you.
Okay, great. Um, can you tell me what your event is called?
True to You, Women of Influence.
Nice. Cool.
So it should be under Sharonda's organization, and then, yeah, awesome. Thank you.
All right. So what we do, I'll share if you're okay for me to share this. Actually, there's
Absolutely.
probably not much to is unique anyway. Okay, so now we go to communications. Now I'm just going to check one thing really quickly, and that will be that I'm guessing. Oh yeah, you've already set up. Okay, so great. You've already set up an email address for it to reply, for the replies to go to. So that's cool. So now all we're doing is setting up a broadcast. So I've just hit new broadcast, and now let's step through this. So basically, we have a name. It's just an internal name that makes sense for you. And we work out when exactly we want that to send. And so this needs to be at least 5 minutes into the future, but of course it can be scheduled at whatever point. What I'm going to do is just put this way out in the future, and you can come back and change that to, oops. I should push OK. So I've just got that back out in the future. The important thing to remember here with broadcasts is that this is set to draft at the moment. It will not do anything until it's set to publish. And every time you come in and edit it, it's going to go back to draft. And so that's a real trap for people that didn't realize that it's gone back to draft. So we'll leave it in draft so that it's not doing anything, even though it's going to wait till April anyway. Distribute over time is only used for very large events where you don't want everyone to. Jeff's just playing around. You don't want people. You don't want to send 10,000 emails and have everyone come at the exact same time. It's particularly when you're doing a tech check, that sort of thing. So it's not necessary for most events. Then your annotation has to follow, Jeff. Where's my little? There we go. Okay, so that's distributed over time. Then the send to. So we've got a couple of basic options, and then we have some more advanced options for filtering. Send to all, obviously, just every attendee, whether they've come to your event or not. The checked in and not checked in is whether they've come to the dashboard, meaning that you've sent out an email, they've got their dashboard link, they've clicked it, and they've gone to the dashboard, has checked them in. And so now it means that you could set this filter for this particular email to say not checked in users, only people that haven't been to the dashboard yet. And you could customize the email to that effect. Be able to say, hey, so you haven't been here yet. And this, depending on how you're thinking about it, you might, 2 days out, you might be sending your links out, and we really encourage you to go check out the dashboard before the event. There's a couple of PDFs we want you to download, or there's a video we want you to watch, or whatever it is. And so then you could schedule another email that goes out with -1, one day before, that just says, notice we haven't been there yet. We really encourage you to do X, Y, Z. And then 2 hours before the event starts, notice you still haven't been there, whatever it is. So you could schedule that as much as you like. Filtered just gets it's more of an advanced level move, but you can add filters based on particular groups and tags. Are you going there? Okay, I'm just going to say goodbye to my son. He's going off to school. Okay. So yeah, the filter is advanced level move, but I just wanted to show you that it's sitting there. You could particular tags or groups. You could say only send this email to these people, or it's very powerful. So there's SMS is something that you can pay for each individual SMS to be able to send if you have their phone numbers. We're just talking about email at the moment. The subject obviously is just your whatever you want the email subject to be, and then we get to the body of it of the email, and now we can do things like use sort of these merge tags, right? So merge fields, and here is you put whatever you want. And a couple of different ways of doing this. So firstly, we could say you could put the URL. That's just going to put it all there. We can also make the text a link, so that we're putting the whole link in that would show the whole link to the login URL, and then we've also made it a link. Now, often I do things like this where I'm like, I'm going to make that the dashboard link as well, like that. Right, here's your event dashboard, so that becomes a link. And then you can also do a button. So so that sets the button like that, and same again. We're going to put the. Oh, I thought I had that. There's another note actually, Justin, is for us to add the shortcut back into the link for this. We used to have a little login button there, login URL shortcut. There we go. So now that link is the login URL for this button. And it will then tell you how many attendees is that going to go to. And I'm assuming that you have no attendees in this event yet. So that's why it's saying, maybe? Yeah, okay, yeah. So I've just reset that back to all. And so then once that's all set up like that, and you've worked out exactly the text you want to say, you save that. That's going to sit here, and it's going to say whether it has sent yet or not. But this publish one is what you want to really make sure that if it's ready to go out, then make sure that you have that when you go to edit here, that you set that to publish, and then it will show that it's going to publish. And away it goes. So we're really proud of this module because it's very powerful, and we use it constantly on our events. I use it to great effect with my team as well. I'm able to send emails out to the team and little like reminders. Hey, we've got our team meeting that's happening. And so all of my team, sometimes there's large teams, right? 50 people in the team that are working on the event, and they're all tagged with team. And so now I can set up a broadcast to go out for just people with the tag team. And then I can say, make sure you're joining our pre-event meeting. And I send it out 30 minutes before that team meeting happens. So things like that are really powerful, and that you can schedule as many as you want of these to go out at different times for people. So is that helpful? Does that make sense? I lost Sharonda. She's so amazed
She just
I
posted
can't
in
even.
the chat, Grant.
Okay, she said great. Yep. Okay, I couldn't see it. Okay, yeah, good. Okay, is there a way to host a test event with the settings I have now? Yes. Okay, lots of noise, no problems. Yes, you can. You could do a whole event. You could duplicate this event and then use that as a test bed and play around with that. You can certainly do that. When it comes to broadcasts, one of the things that you can do is, like I was saying, with if you were to create a test attendee, which I think is a good, it's a good it's good practice to have test attendees in that you can use for looking at how they see things or how they receive different things. So I would also remind you, if you, particularly if you're using Gmail, we use Gmail for our Obvio account. So if you are, then you can use this plus alias in the name, right? So what I often do, it's not that, but if you have a Gmail account, you can do it like that. So see, like this is what your normal address is. If you put a plus in there, you can put plus whatever you want. What this does is creating a unique email address, and it means that you can now create as many email addresses as you like, because these attendees need to be unique. And so just let me expand my thinking here, because this is actually a really cool hack. So now I can do another unique email, right? Let's see how I've got two attendees now. They're both these emails. When people send email to this address, it's going to go to this address. So they're both going to come to the same address. It's just
You're
that
not
it's got this
sharing your
little.
script if you were
Oh,
trying. You might not have, but
what are
I
you
just want to let you know in case you were.
talking about? Sorry. All right. So I've just created two attendees, and I'm just talking about how you can put a plus in, and this is how you can create aliases or multiple email addresses that are all going to Gmail. We use Gmail so at Obvio, and so that's why I'm saying Obvio. But if you've just got a basic Gmail account, you can do plus and put whatever you want after it. This is particularly handy for combating spam and things like that too, right? Because when you sign up to things, you can put a plus, say where it came from, and then when you start seeing emails come to that address from something totally different, you know that your email has been sold by those people. So that's, yeah. So, but what's really cool about this is that when I send an email out and both Homer and Marge get it, I get it to the same inbox because I just get it to Grant. But they are unique email addresses, right? So this is just a cool little test. You don't have to do that. You might have a bunch of different email addresses and you want to test where they come from. But the thing that I could do here as well is just put in test. So I'm going to make a tag called test, right? And you'll see now, and I'm going to leave Marge without that. When I go back to broadcast, it's two things I'm going to show you here. But one is that this email that we set up, there is an option to send a test. And so, in fact, if I do, if you happen to put in you can put any email address. If the email address is not already in the attendees, it's going to send an email with sort of dummy data that it just puts in anything into those extra fields. It doesn't, when you're putting an email in, it doesn't know who the name is of that person, for example. So it's going to generate a random name. So where I had first name, it'll put in a random name. The login link will just be a random link. It's not actually going to show connecting, because it doesn't connect to a real attendee. However, if you put an email address in of an attendee, then it will use their data, which is what this is doing. So this is great. Sending tests like this, send as many tests as you want to make sure that that's all working correctly. And I'll just see if I... Oh yeah, there we go. So I'll just show you what that looked like. So see, this is how that email came through to me. And so it didn't use the name there because of the test. And so maybe I put the wrong email address in. Anyway, you can see what's going on there. That button has a background, which is white. And so that's not great to go white on white. You'd probably change that background to make that button a bit more to stand out. But that's a test. Now, as you're getting used to it, what you might want to do is to create an actual scheduled test, or you might want to send a test to multiple people or whatever it is. And so you think, actually, I'm going to duplicate this, right? So now I've got a different one, and then I'm going to edit that, and I'm going to send it. What's the time? The event time. What's the time in Central now?
It's 5:57 Eastern, so probably 4:57 Central.
Okay, yeah, so this is correct. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Confirmed. Thank you. I'm just going to put that out a little bit so I could say that. And then if I wanted to, I could say, I'm going to edit the filters. I'm going to add a rule, and I just want test. I just want the people that have test. Tags include test. And that's going to show me down here. One attendee matches it. What have I done there? That is right.
I think the time is in the past since it's 58 minutes past the hour.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I didn't I think I didn't press OK. Anyway, we don't actually need to send this, but it's just showing what would happen. Oh, that's still not far enough, right?
That would be like 5:56. I mean 5:06.
Yeah. Okay. 5:10. All right. And I did exactly what I said is the trap, which is I didn't set it to publish. Okay, so it's just an example of, if I look at that, that says it's going to send to one attendee. What have I done? Oh, April. What am I talking? I'm like, what is going on here? What day is it? It's actually...
Today is October 30th.
There we go. There we go. Oh, okay. And then the event. Okay. All right. This is all getting too hard. There's an event. So the event time as well comes into play a little bit too. So, yeah. So this was outside of that that event. Now you may want to expand this window a little bit just to help you with with some of the testing and stuff as well. So playing around with that, you get the general idea of where I'm going with that. I was able to duplicate. I can set it to publish. I can set it to schedule it out for a particular time, and then you can see how it will work exactly as it schedules. So there's a few different ways of testing that. You can see how a filter works as well. So, and then you saw what my test looked like as well. All of that was working great. So have a play around with it. And I think this is a good example of something that you can do weeks before your event. You know, you can have all this set up, schedule it all out, do a few tests, have all your copy all worked out, and just give yourself time. And then you just know it's all going to happen. Double check the night before, you know, okay, yep, that's still looking right. That all looks right. Set to publish. Yes, you know, all of those things, but you've got all of the content set in there. While I'm talking about broadcasts, I'll just quickly touch on welcome email, which is an automation step for when an attendee is added to Obvio in any way that an attendee can be added. It could be an import, could be manually added, it could be an integration. However, an attendee is created in Obvio, when it's created, and if this is enabled, an email will be sent to that person. This is really handy for last minute, when people join last minute. You can have, in the same way that we did everything that I did just before, you know, with the login URL and the name and all of that, you can create that same for your welcome email. You can choose who it comes from and the subject, and that's it. And so it's not scheduled. This is as soon as the attendee is created, they get this email. And so where I've used this to great effect is when we haven't necessarily got a fully automated process of when people sign up that they are created in Obvio automatically. Sometimes that's a manual process for smaller events, particularly. And so I have the welcome email set up. And so then when I create an attendee, as soon as I create it, bang, they get their welcome email and they get their login link, and away it goes. And now you're not trying to manage sending them the link. It just happens automatically. But you just want to make sure that you've got it enabled and disabled when you're, you know, like, you just want to manage that carefully. If you're 2 weeks before your event, you've got that turned on, people start getting their login URL and your dashboard's not actually ready for people to see. You want to be careful about that. Gina Maria?
So who adds it manually?
Who like, who would do that? That's a crazy idea, or actually
Yeah. Yeah, like
right,
what?
okay.
Like,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Yeah. So yeah, for smaller events, sometimes people have different ways of
So I am one
managing
of those people. I'm literally having an event for 5 people this weekend. I am not setting up a landing page for that.
There you go.
There you go.
So yeah, it can happen.
So then
there's particularly
he
use
would
cases that,
add those in manually?
yeah.
Yeah, it's 5
Yeah.
people.
Okay.
And there's some people, they you can upload it as like a whole Excel sheet or a CVS file. So it just goes automatically in there. So if they're doing it like that, they can upload 200 attendees at a time. And then for every one-offs, it's just one person.
Got it. I'm like, wait a minute, wait. This is all automated now, and all of a sudden we went back to like caveman, put it in manually. Okay, I got it.
It's not automated until you build the automation. That is a fallacy. It's not automated. You have to build all of that. So if you don't have the
Right.
time to build that for a fixed set of people, like I do, and I want them getting used to Avio, I'm just going to put it in a spreadsheet, which I already have, and upload it.
That works. Thank you.
Yeah, there's all sorts of different use cases that people have for getting their attendees in. So, but that's a good question. If you can automate it, go ahead, go for it. Yeah, cool. Hopefully that covers that well. That's broadcasts and welcome emails. Other questions, Heather?
So we did have one come through chat, and they wanted to know if you could just follow up with that about how someone could set up a CRM in general through Obvio.
Right. It is. Yeah, it is different depending on the integration. But I'll just show you quickly. Let me look at the right one here. Share my screen. Yep. Okay. So when we're looking at our attendees, then we can see services here. And these are the current ones that we have direct integration with. And then Zapier, through Zapier, you can kind of connect it with a whole bunch of other CRMs that are not listed there. The concept is generally the same, no matter what system you're using. The general workflow is the same, and that is that your CRM, once connected to Obvio, is pushing through a first name, last name, and email to Obvio. Obvio is then creating the attendee in Obvio and sending back basically all that data again, the first name, last name, email, as well as the login URL. And when that gets sent back to your CRM, you're then designing where is it going to store that. It'll be some sort of custom field that you're storing that in the CRM. And now you're able to send all your emails from your CRM. And the advantage of this, and the reason that you might do this, is when you have some more complex selling pages, for example, but also ultimately you're managing your list, your overall list, your community, and you're wanting to track all the history with each of those people. That's the difference, right? So Obvio is like a temporary membership site based around an event. So you can run events. You don't need a CRM to do it. As you can see, you can send your emails out and you can use sign-up pages and whatever. You can make it all happen in Obvio. The thing that it doesn't do is maintain a history of people that have come to 3 of your events, or, and you want to see. Whereas that's what a CRM does. When you're looking at your CRM, you're seeing that Homer Simpson came to your X event and then 3 months later came to your Y event, but didn't come to the Z event. And so now you're able to track that, and it's a customer relationship management. Now you're able to see, okay, what was it about that? And we're tracking, and maybe Homer pressed a button in one of the emails that you sent showing an interest in something. And so now you could use that data and say, okay, hey, saw that you might be interested in this. You might be interested in this, whatever that is. So that's the reason that we have built in CRM support, because we see lots of value in you managing the data about your community. But the concept, each one of these has slightly different ways of building that in, but the concept is the same. The workflow is exactly the same. Sending first, all Obvio needs is a first name, last name, and email, and then it's going to send back that login URL for you to store for that event, and then it's able to send. then you're able to send your emails from there and track it all that way. So the Zapier component is where it becomes an intermediary. And so now Zapier is an automation system that can take triggers from something and then based on that trigger, send data to and receive, and sort of you can set up lots of steps. So we've found Zapier is really powerful in the way that we've been able to connect to other systems. And so a trigger can be that in your CRM, you might have it that a tag has been added, meaning you've added ABC event tag to a contact in your CRM. And when that happened, Zapier saw that that tag was added and then said, so now I'm going to take the first name, last name, and email, send it to this Obvio event. Obvio is going to send back a login URL. I'm now going to store that as a custom field in that person's contact record. And now they're signed up and they're ready to go. So now you've got your emails set up in the CRM and you're able to blast it out that way. So as another example, you can see on this page that Keep is connected. It's got an unlink there. So we use Keep for these calls. And so all the emails that you get, the reminders and the emails that are set up come from Keep. They don't come from Obvio directly. And we manage, when people sign up to Obvio, we have a process that adds them into Keep. And then Keep then sends out the emails for this call every week. That's the example of that. And then the Zapier connection is just us playing around a little bit as well. So but that's the general concept. And we have lots of overlap, right? We didn't always have the broadcast feature in Obvio. You couldn't send emails directly from Obvio. You had to use another system, like MailChimp or whatever, where you just needed to send the emails out. So we have a little bit of overlap feature overlap where, you can do that in Obvio, or you could do it in a CRM. Why would you choose one over the other? And that's kind of what I was covering before, where when you're first starting out, you might not be tracking everything and you don't need a big CRM. You just want to, get your 20 people to an event. You can do all that in Obvio. You don't need a big system to start with. But as you grow, you want to track that a little more, and so you might want to use another system to do that. So cool. Hopefully that makes some sense. How are we going, Heather? We're exhausting our questions.
Yeah, I don't see any more that have come through chat unless I missed any, but we don't have any that came through the dashboard either at the moment.
It's because we've done such a great job at answering everybody's questions.
You get a gold star, Grant.
Not so
that's right.
fast.
Oh, there we go.
Just kidding.
So how do you turn off the image carousel? Because I can't seem to find where that is, and it keeps showing up in the previews.
For the background carousel you're talking about?
I think it's the Zoom backgrounds or the image waterfall. Is that what it's called? It keeps showing up in my preview, and I don't know how to turn that off.
Keep showing. Are you in a position to share your screen to show me what you're seeing?
Yeah.
Getting
there.
Hey, Martin, if you go under features, image entries, click on the image waterfall settings and disable.
I see what you mean, right?
Oh, is that where that is? Okay.
That is where that is.
Okay, that's exactly what I was looking for. Why did you design it that way? Because everything else is different. It's an on-off toggle right at the top of the page, except for here.
We want to make sure that you're able to come to our calls on Wednesdays.
That's right, exactly.
We haven't quite automated that one yet.
Martin likes to show that he's a developer himself, and so he likes to ask the
No, I'm a
particular
user
questions.
support person in my day job. I have to communicate software choices to end users who are angry at me all the time.
Very
That's-
clever man.
Thank you.
Man. Excellent. All right.
Sorry, they're angry. You know, when you go to someone and you say, "Oh, Grant, can you please help me with my problem?" They are nicer and they help you better.
It's all good. It's a valid observation from Martin. This was what happens when you have multiple developers. Okay. Anything else, everyone?
Speaking about turning off pages, how do you turn off the agenda page?
Agenda page, agenda section.
Like, I am in the Nifty 50 template, and like on the
Okay.
top left, there's like the agenda. It's a page, not just like something on the side of the main
I
dashboard.
see. Yep. What event are you looking at?
Biblical Counseling Academy,
Mm-hmm.
and then BCA office hours.
Got it. Let me have a look here.
So Sarah, for that one, if you click on the agendas tab and then roll over the header and under agendas, you'll see the little cog. If you click on it, then there's a disable button there.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
there you go. Yeah, exactly. So we click on it to get the tab, and then we go to here and there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That was like the
Uh,
only place I didn't look for it.
Right. And this is always the trick with this too, is look, using the preview to show that it doesn't show them. But it will always show in case you want to be able to enable it again, right? That's how you get back to it. And then toggle that and turn it back on and add it all in. Yeah.
It also
Okay.
didn't help that a good majority of those tabs you have to go under features to get the toggle, but agendas you actually go under the design.
Yeah. That kind of confused me. Thank you.
I had to go hunt it down. The whole time that you were waiting, I was trying to figure out how to do it myself.
Yeah, I could tell you were all looking very confused.
So yeah. And and actually some of you will know, but some won't, that Justin is helping us out now, is on board with Obvio, and so some of those observations that he has are going to turn into tasks that are going to turn into fixing these things. And I think one of those things, Justin, is that we should default to off on lots of that. There's no reason to have it default to on when it's blank, There's another one like that. One of the features that might be Zoom backgrounds or something like that. The defaults to on, that you just like, trying to hunt it down to try to go and turn it off. We should just have them default to off. Cool. Anything else, Heather?
Not on my end. If anyone else has questions, speak now or forever hold your peace.
I was going to say, Muddy's sending black.
One quick question. I missed, is there training either in Leap or in Obvio on how the marketplace works because I totally missed that rollout. So for months I was hearing marketplaces coming and coming, and then things happened in my life, and then I just went into Obvio. I was like, oh, marketplace is here. I missed when that happened. Is there training on the page? Because I'd like to understand what it can do.
If you check the chat, I just posted, we did a Q&A call when we went through the new marketplace.
Excellent.
YouTube video, it's about 44 minutes in. If you give me a moment, I'll make sure that it's actually enabled on your account so you have that. But I'll make sure that's enabled and then just save that link.
I am doing that right now. I didn't want you to go through your training. I figured you guys are usually good about that, but I'd struggle with finding things, so I figured I'd do the shortcut and just whine and say, Grant, give me the training.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's a good one there. That was Justin just posted. Yeah. Great.
So can you tell me, like, give me a big picture overview of if I need to look at it or not? What is it? What to do?
Yeah. So Obvio Marketplace is just the selling pages function or module of Obvio. So if you want to be able to sell tickets through Obvio, then that's what you use to do that. So it's and this is where
So
the feature
yes, you need to watch it.
the feature overlaps. Well, yeah, it depends, right? So because if you are using a CRM that has selling pages functionality in it, and you might prefer to do it there. But if it's you're just kind of getting started with selling your events, you might find that doing that all in Obvio is much easier for you. So that's the reason that we've got it set up that way.
Got it. Thank you.
Email stats. Were you looking at that recently, Muddy?
Yeah, and I asked about it a couple weeks ago, and you were saying, they're don't exactly trust them. And so Dr. Amy was looking at them this week after her event. She was encouraged by the results, pretty high open rate, pretty high click-through rate. And I was just remembering, had your words echoing that, still a work in progress.
Yeah, we should we'll chase that up, and do some comparisons and look so that we can say that you can now trust that data. I'll double check that. Justin, you didn't see that before in the there's that little button there with stats. That's cool. I appreciate you being honest about that. That's so cool. I didn't know there was stats. Wait, what? I know. Happens to us all. The more work is done, you've now learned a new feature is sitting there. Yeah. Very cool. I think. Oh, Sarah, another question? Or was that from before?
Just a quick question about the you know how you can add countdowns on the dashboard?
Yes. Yes.
Is there any way to make those countdowns after it ends automatically go to a different date? You can set something?
Yeah, not yet. As in, there's been a few customization requests for countdowns. The only rule is to just create multiple countdowns.
Or
at the moment,
to be able to use countdowns directly from Obvio groups, aka dynamic countdowns. That came from me.
Yeah, that's right. I remember you saying that before.
Yeah. It's just because I always forget we have like weekly meetings where we use this dashboard, and I always forget to reset the timer for next
Right.
week. So it's like it's saying that it's already started 2 hours before it starts. Because I forget. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, not yet. There might be some extra customization we can do in that, but it's not on the roadmap yet.
Okay. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, everyone. We might call it there. Muddy just got comfortable. You just got got in your seat, and now we're shutting it down. Thank you. I am trying to make a Monday morning work. It just didn't work this week, but I think I can make it work next week. So I'm going to work on the schedule for that. So
Since you're already in the
thanks,
future,
everyone.
Grant, have a happy Halloween and eat lots of candy. Since
Nice.
it's already
Thank
Halloween
you.
for you.
Yeah, that's right. It is. Yes, it is. All right. Thank you, everyone. And we'll see you next Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern, if not before. All right. Bye-bye.